Isaiah from Denver, Colorado. He asks, are we finally ready? Not we, he didn't say we. Are you finally ready to admit you've been wrong about Washington all along? Yep. I'm ready, Isaiah. I was wrong about Washington. I think we were wrong all along about Washington. I've seen him in person twice this year, both times against Oregon. I thought Oregon was going to beat him both times. One time it was a pretty evenly played game. Dare I say, I may have even leaned Oregon a little bit, but there was no doubt. And I flew out to Vegas and watched this game from field level Friday night. No doubt. In fact, I think a lot of people, myself included, were surprised at how thoroughly Washington outplayed Oregon the other night. There is a scratch on our lens every year. I have the model sitting right here to my immediate right, and we do power ratings on every team. And I could generate you a hypothetical point spread right now if Washington were to play Nebraska. I could tell you exactly what our model would think, and I can tailor it to situationals, and I can tailor it to weather and the time of day and venue. And the model's very good, man. We have profited 7 years in a row using this thing to bet. So it's very good. It is very razor sharp dialed in on this sport, but it is not without flaw. And every year it seems like there's one scratch on the lens. There's one fly in the ointment. This year it was Washington. And it's a credit, it's a testament to Kalen DeBoer. Dude's the real deal. And one of the surest signs that you can tell your guy's the real deal is if someone like us happens to be using a model that has been time-tested and calibrated using what is normal in the sport as its baseline, and you're plugged into it, and the expectations it has for you, you keep surpassing. That means there's a little something extra under the hood that the naked eye doesn't see. And that's what they have at Washington right now. It's just an unbelievable job they're doing up there. And that Oregon game, look, here's what surprised me. I never thought they were going to outrush Oregon. They outrushed them. Oregon had a massive third down edge. On paper, it looked like they had a massive third down edge. Washington held them to 3 of 10. Washington was 10 of 15. Washington responded to a 21-0 run Oregon had at a certain point in the game. Like, these are things I didn't think were going to happen, and yet it did. And my interaction with the Washington fans has been so interesting this year. Now, some have just been mean, but that's okay because I kind of get it, and I may feel the same if I were you guys. But others, especially Friday night, I probably had 1 or 2 dozen interactions with Washington fans where the fan trashed the model but then made sure to specify, hey, I'm just trashing the model. I like you, okay, you're fine. I'm just talking about the model. And that, kids, is why you have to have a model. And even if you don't, you have to pretend you do, because then the model can take all the blame and you're left to gobble up the credit. And Meemaw taught me that a long time ago. Okay, be in the credit business, not the blame business. Find an apparatus, or if you need several, find apparati that can absorb the blame. Now, I didn't make the model up. It is real over here. And next to management, it's one of the best shields I have around this place. Washington's going to the playoff. And Washington is going to fly all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana. I would imagine not many kids on that roster have spent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day in the French Quarter, but they're going to. Business trip, of course. But they are going to play Texas. And you know what? It's right in their wheelhouse again. I was talking to producer Jesse. He says, man, they gotta fly all the way down to New Orleans. No, they get to. They get to fly completely under the radar. That place will be slammed with Texas folks. The media contingent will be like 90-10, Texas to Washington. Washington's a 4.5-point dog. Washington can throw the football, and Texas, at times, struggles to stop it. And it is already, according to some of the more sharp-minded Texas folks amongst us in the building, it is already a matchup that has them concerned. But you know who's not going to be concerned? A majority of the country. Because a majority of the country will project Texas to win this, and it'll be Texas versus question mark in the national title game. And we'll break the game down later, not tonight. I think it's a game in Washington's wheelhouse. So I know most of you guys want me to keep picking against you, and maybe I will, but we'll see. We'll see where things go there.